Okay, so this video is going to be about how I trained my assistant's dog to alert to my fainting episodes and my migraines. And to start off with, it was very frustrating, and just know that when you start training them, they're not going to just know it. It takes a lot of time, effort and patience. You know, they don't know what you want from them at the start, but they will if you put those building blocks in place, if you know what I mean, and start off slow. But basically what I would do if I was starting to feel a little bit faint, I would get, and this is the same for my migraines as well, I would get a cotton ball and put it in my mouth, get all the sort of saliva and all that sort of stuff, take it out, put it in a little container and put it in the freezer. Now what this does is it has all your sort of hormones and your scent on it from how you felt when you were feeling unwell. And that scent is different to how you obviously feel when you are well. And so what you do over time is when you start feeling better and back to your normal self, is you get that scent ball out, and every time your dog takes notice of it or, sniffs it, he gets rewarded with a treat. And then the next step for me was every time he would sort of put his paw on me, as well as looking at the scent ball, he got a treat. And then the next thing was hiding that scent ball on myself and then getting him to alert by putting a paw on and getting him to look at me. And that's basically how I trained him to alert to my migraines and to my fainting episodes. And bear in mind, for those two things, I did use 2 cotton balls, because obviously I still want the same response. I want him to do the same thing, but obviously the scents are going to be different. He's just come to join me now. Yeah, we're talking about you. But yeah, the scents are going to be different, and you want him to notice both scents and alert you to both, because obviously if I'm out in public and I suddenly, have a fainting episode and things, I need to make sure that I'm safe. And he alerts me now up to sort of 10 minutes really before I start to feel dizzy, because I don't really get much time between me suddenly feeling dizzy and actually passing out. So that's why it's always good to have him sort of trained for that, because I don't want to obviously be in a dangerous place or dangerous position. I don't want to be walking, in the middle of a busy main road or something like that, or, standing up and hitting my head on concrete or something, which has happened before. And so, yeah, that's how I like to train him for those things. Like I say, it didn't happen overnight. This took weeks and months of training to do. And even now, he's not a robot. He will make mistakes. And the odd occasion where he's not alerted me properly or in time and things, you don't get mad at them and things, because they're dogs. They're not robots. And they're going to make little mistakes, The same as humans, we make mistakes all the time. So, you can't expect them to be perfect, but 99% of the time, that's sort of the success rate for me, is I need him to sort of 99% of the time be able to do it. And don't just think that, I've trained him to do that and that's finished now, we'll move on to the next thing. Always go back to it and practice it, because it's like us for people. You don't just have a few sessions at school and you remembered it for life, there are certain things like I've left school now and I don't remember how to do. That's because I've not repeated it. It's not repetition, so it's something I've not needed in life. So your brain forgets it because it needs to make room for other stuff that you need to remember constantly. And so it's always good to do that. Always repeat it. Don't just think, oh, my dog's trained for that. That's a tick. Just keep repeating it and keep training them for it. I know certain, people like to sort of get their dog up to a certain point and then take the training patches off and things. And that's great. You can take training patches off and things. I'm not saying anything about that. But even if you think your dog is 100% trained, don't just one day just sort of give up and go, oh, it's done now. He should know everything, because they need repetition. They need to keep doing it in order to remember how to do it. But yeah, that's how Zorro alerts me to my fainting episodes and my migraines, because I get asked quite a lot what I need an assistance dog for, because I'm not physically disabled and I'm not like old and things. You can't just sort of take a glance at me and a look at me and figure out, oh yeah, she needs that dog. So, which is what a lot of people do, and I get asked loads why I have an assistance dog, which I don't mind answering if it's from somebody that is genuinely just curious. But when you can tell somebody who has asked you that question in quite a condescending way, then no, I don't answer them and I just walk off and things, because I just don't need that anxiety and sort of the, bad energy and sort of rage in me at that time. But yeah, anybody that is genuinely curious, I will stop and talk to, because I love to educate people. Again, not in a condescending way and things. I don't be horrible about it and think, oh, they should know this or anything like that, because, if you don't have an assistance dog or you don't work with them, you're not going to know, because there's not a lot of education out there, unfortunately, about assistance dogs, especially in the UK at the moment. So, and that would be a really, really great thing if that could change. But yeah, and again, like the other day I had, I had two kids. We were in the park and I was doing a bit of training with Zorro, and he had his assistance dog vest on, because we were just doing a bit of distraction training, again, something that we just repeatedly do, just to make sure that he understands what I want from him. And he's good as gold with kids and other dogs and everything like that. If he wasn't, I wouldn't have him as my assistance dog. And I've got two kids myself. I mean, he wouldn't even be my pet or anything if he wasn't good with kids. I was getting him to focus, because there was a lot of people walking by and a lot of other dogs were going by, and he was doing fantastic. And then these two kids ran up to us, and their mother was like a few meters behind and stuff, and she was just like looking into her phone, not looking at her kids. And I thought, oh, the kids are going to stop. Clearly, they're going to stop and just watch or something. No, they didn't just stop and watch. They ran straight up to my assistance dog, Zorro. And without even asking, is he friendly? Can I pet him? They didn't even bother trying to pet him. The little boy tried to pick him up and walk off with him. And not only is that dangerous for that child, I mean, I wouldn't have blamed my dog even if he'd have tried to bite him, because if that was me, I'd be petrified if some random person tried to just suddenly pick me up and walk off with me. But not only that, he could have seriously injured my assistance dog. And the mother didn't do anything, didn't say anything. I literally shouted. I didn't care that this was a kid. He was at that age where he should know not to do that. I just shouted at him. I just shouted, put my dog down now. And the mother didn't do anything. I was expecting a bit of backlash from the mom or something like that, but she didn't do anything. She was just still staring in her phone, and that's it. And that's the type of people that we have to deal with as assistance dog owners on a daily basis. This isn't just a rare occurrence. This happens a lot. And then people wonder why, kids get bit and stuff. Because, yeah, they're assistance dogs, but they're not robots. They're not going to put up with everything in situations like that. So please, if you've got kids, please educate them on assistance dogs or just dogs in general, because that child was lucky that it was my dog he was trying to pick up and not this other little Jack Russell that had come along 2 seconds earlier that was very aggressive. Because I tell you now, if he was trying to pick up that Jack Russell, he would have been bit. And he would have been in hospital for that, because that Jack Russell was really, really aggressive. And he wasn't just aggressive towards dogs. He was like running and nipping at people's feet. So just be glad that child tried to picked my dog up and not that Jack Russell. But it's just a clear example of how people just aren't educated on how to be around dogs. They just think every dog is going to be their best friend, and it's not. I mean, Zorro, when he goes to the park, even when I'm training him, I do train him on lead training at the park as well as off lead, because I think it's really important. But if he's not interested in you, if he's not, looking at you, and you can see that I'm clearly trying to do something with him and train him, please ignore him. I don't mind you coming up to me and asking me what he does as an assistance dog. That's perfectly fine and what I need him for, as long as it's in a polite manner. But don't just run up to my assistance dog and think you have the right to touch them and pick them up and do whatever. They're not toys. So please, 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 educate your children and educate adults too, because sometimes it's them. But yeah, that could have ended up really badly. But that was pretty much what we've done this week. He's kept on top of training. Like I say, he alerted me this week in the pet shop when there was this little white dog barking at us, and originally I just thought maybe it was my anxiety and that's just what he was telling me, so I was kind of ignoring the alert a little bit, thinking, well, I'll be fine once we get out of the shop. It was just that little white dog that was barking at us. And then I started to feel dizzy, and Zora started to get more persistent with alerting me. He wouldn't let me carry on walking in the shop, so I was kind of like, okay, I need to do something about this. And I asked the manager if there was anywhere I could go and lie down, because the pet shop, the sort of walkways and things were very narrow, and so like if I lay down there, nobody else would be able to get by or do anything. So, and that's why I asked him if there was like a little room where I could just lie down. And plus it's more relaxing if you haven't got people trying to walk past you and stare at you and stuff and ask you, are you okay, all of the time. So yeah, and he did really well. He did pressure therapy for about 20 minutes on my chest. And then once I sat up, he did pressure therapy over my legs for about 5 minutes. And yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, but that's what all that training pays off for. If it's done properly and it's done right, your dog will want to do these alerts and want to do these tasks, because for them it's fun. It's a game to them. And he knows that after he's done these things, he gets rewarded. So they should always want to do them and never be forced to do them, because when it happens for real, they're not going to do it and you're going to end up in trouble. Passing out, and then the dog's probably just going to run off around the shop. So, yeah. Always make sure that you train them and train them properly. Make sure that they want to do it and that it's fun. Is my main tips. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's how you train your assistance dog to detect your chemical imbalances, basically, for your migraines and for your fainting episodes. And there's other things that you can train them for with that same method, depending on obviously what conditions you have. You can train them for, I think it's diabetic alert and stuff, using that same method. So yeah, there's just a little tip. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Thank you.